I don't know why Edgewater has kept this under their belt. My son definitely did not know about it.
Edgewater police arrested her son for a road rage murder, but what they didn't release is the department's own suspicions about the victim who was killed. Is there a legitimate claim here for self-defense?
It's where we start new here at 10:30. Earlier at 9, the Problem Solvers broke major news about that fatal shooting at a Tesla charging station in Edgewater last May. Turns out sources may believe the victim could have been an aggressor in another road rage case just 2 weeks prior.
Investigative reporter Rob Lowe continues his coverage with why legal experts say that other case matters, along with a major piece of evidence that wasn't mentioned in the arrest affidavit. Rob has a story.
First of all, it's impossible to predict what a judge might let a jury hear. But if a jury is told Adam Vasquez, that man killed in the Tesla charging station homicide, was involved in another road rage case, it may paint him in a different light. And there's something else the jury will definitely hear that even a former prosecutor tells me should help Jeremy Smith's claim of self-defense. 7 months had gone by before you were arrested. Were you surprised when they did arrest you?
Yes, absolutely.
Jeremy Smith maintains he shot Adam Vasquez in this Tesla charging station parking lot in self-defense. Both men were armed, but investigators acknowledge it was Vasquez who came running at Smith with a gun.
I was just in shock.
What investigators have not acknowledged publicly is what we reported at 9 p.m., that Vasquez is suspected of pointing his gun at a Denver driver just 2 weeks before he was killed.
He was riding around right now with a big pistol.
That Denver driver didn't just call 911 when it happened.
I've been trying to get home safely in one piece.
He called Edgewater police 2 weeks later when he saw Adam Vasquez had been shot dead in a road rage incident to say he recognized Vasquez as the man who likely pointed a gun at him.
I guess it just shows like his mindset.
The defense will claim that this is a relevant character trait, losing one's temper, getting angry and becoming outraged merely based on a driving situation.
Fox 31 legal analyst and criminal defense attorney Chris Decker says the prior road rage case could be very helpful for Jeremy Smith's claim of self-defense.
Well, I can tell you, if a jury hears that information, it will be impactful to them.
I think a jury would absolutely find it fascinating.
Former prosecutor and Fox 31 legal analyst George Brockler agrees.
My sense is if the judge admits this, I don't see how the prosecution persists, especially when the lead thing used by Smith in this case was the mace.
Brockler says the fact Smith used mace first, something less lethal than a gun, might convince a jury Smith was trying to de-escalate and only fired his .45 caliber handgun when he was convinced Vasquez would not back off.
But let's be honest. You hear that a guy has engaged in road rage in a similar manner, same car, similar area, recently, that's going to make you think, this dude's got a temper problem. I can see what happened here.
And if someone, enjoyed doing those things, obviously that should be taken into consideration.
Of course, a judge may decide that whatever Adam did 2 weeks prior isn't relevant. But we know there is something else Adam did do just moments before he was shot that is relevant. Jeremy Smith says Adam Vasquez approached him with a loaded 9mm gun and racked around in the chamber, causing a bullet to fall to the ground right in front of Jeremy. What kind of message did that send to you when he racked his gun?
It says he's getting ready to kill. He wanted to, have a bullet ready.
Smith's arrest affidavit states investigators found a 9mm round on the ground that laboratory tests confirmed came from Adam's gun.
It showed that he was, in my opinion, engaging in threatening behavior. To rack around when one was already racked is a message to the other person that I intend to use this for lethal purposes.
My son is innocent. This is not my son's fault. My son is in jail for what he did, but if he hadn't have done it, would have been my son's life.
Mom Sherry Smith says a jury deserves to know anything and everything that gives context to why her son shot Adam.
My son isn't doing anything. My son is sitting in the car, and this gentleman is approaching him and threatening his life.
From what I went through, I just didn't see how they could, see me as a criminal.
Jeremy Smith is in court tomorrow for his preliminary hearing. That's when prosecutors lay out the evidence, and it's when the defense will likely ask a judge to dismiss the case, arguing it's clearly self-defense. We'll let you know what happens. Rob Lowe, Fox 31.
All right, thanks to Rob for that story.